Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat?
You know, we always kind of joke, and again, it's not really a joke. It actually happens more often than not. Every time Scone's out, he misses some massive news. This isn't really massive news. This is just something that I know he would have loved to have sit here in this chair and yelled into this microphone about. So, we're going to go back a little bit. Earlier in the week, Jane Slater from NFL Network had an update on Derek Carr. Because everyone gives updates on Derek Carr except for Mickey Loomis and the Saints and Derek Carr himself to an extent, unless he's at church. Otherwise, you have to get it from reporters or Derek Carr's brother, David. There were a few new things in the report. One of them that was actually encouraging was that Derek Carr was in New Orleans twice recently, meeting with team doctors about what to do with his shoulder. Jane Slater confirmed the report earlier that we'd heard about the injury happening the same game he injured his wrist, week 14 against the Giants. Of course, that cost him the rest of the season. And then the other two things were, why are we just finding out about this now? Because that's been a question asked multiple times. And Jane Slater reports that, well, Carr didn't get back into the game. So, right, the Saints were out of contention. They were resting players. Whatever. And when he started to ramp up, he didn't really throw, for real. It was a fake football to some injured players and Alvin Kamara. And that's when he really first started feeling it. The other thing is, why is surgery being put off? And it's because Carr doesn't want to have surgery on an arm that he already has had surgery on before. Whether that's a good reason, a good excuse, whatever, I'll leave that up to you to decide. You form your own opinion there. I find it odd because there's a lot of times that players have surgery on the same arm or the same leg. And look, I'm not a doctor. I don't know the extent of his injury or any of that. But it's been done before in multiple different sports. They'd like a decision sooner rather than later. The Saints are looking for the best path forward for their team. And again, sooner rather than later. Okay. This is really cut and dry for me on Derek Carr. And then we can get into what the Saints might do at quarterback after that, honestly. You have the surgery, you don't. That's it. Have it or don't. You have it, you can play. You don't, you can't play. The New Orleans Saints are not going to win anything of significance in 2025. We all know that. But that team continues to try and win now. And while you can look and see some changes in their approach heading into this season, trying to get younger, different cap moves, they've still gone out there and signed veterans that they believe can help them come in, win now, and compete for this division, even though I don't think they can. And many of you feel that way the same. So if that's actually your approach, okay, if you think you can go out there and win the division now, you need a healthy quarterback to do that. You're not going to play and start an injured quarterback if you're trying to win now. So have the surgery or don't, Derek. It's that simple. Do you want to play or not? Because if you send a quarterback out there who's trying to let this heal on his own when surgery is a very sure way to make it heal, and you run the risk of playing an injured quarterback or preparing for the season with an injured quarterback and further delaying the development of a Tyler Shough or a Spencer Rattler, that decision sucks. Really no way around it. Have the surgery or don't, play or don't. This whole saga is just annoying. And it reminds me a lot of the Michael Thomas deal, when he put off surgery. Now, Michael Thomas ghosted the organization. Derek Carr is at least in New Orleans twice. And you remember when Sean Payton and Mickey Loomis finally talked about it on the record, they threw shade. They didn't just throw shade. They were angry, publicly angry with Michael Thomas. And when Mickey Loomis finally gets in front of a mic and actually addresses the status of his starting quarterback, I'll be very interested to see the tone and what he has to say. Because that will answer the question of what led to this. Is it, trade me? All the rumors and reports that you've heard, that the tone and the answer that Mickey Loomis finally gives will help you read between the lines on a lot of that. So for me, have the surgery or don't. Play or don't. If you do, if you don't, the Saints aren't going to be any better this year than I think many of us are thinking they're going to be already. And it's not just me. It's not just you. It's national NFL analysts. It's Las Vegas. Look at anything. The Saints are 32nd out of 32 in a lot of different angles, in a lot of different categories heading into this season. I'd much rather that decision be made. I'd much rather him have the surgery and you go forward with Tyler Shough or Spencer Rattler and cut bait with Derek Carr after the 25 season, which you're going to do anyway. This has just been messy. It has been fishy. There's no reason to continue. My opinion on that is no different than the majority of yours or anyone else that you've heard. So what would the Saints do at quarterback? We talked to Ross Jackson about this earlier in the show. Has Spencer Rattler just kind of been forgotten? Would it be a true competition, or would this be Tyler Shough's go of it? That's hard for me to answer. That's hard for me to really take a stance on, because you know what? I can look at Spencer Rattler a year ago and go, you didn't do very well. You lost games. But I can also look at that Saints team and be like, that was not the Saints' actual team. Spencer Rattler was not dealt a fair hand in what he got to, quarterback the team with. You could say Jake Haener wasn't either. But I think everybody can see a bigger upside with Rattler. But this coaching staff didn't draft Spencer Rattler. He's not their guy. They drafted Tyler Shough. So much that they spent a second-round pick on a quarterback for the first time in the history of the New Orleans Saints franchise. Only the second quarterback ever drafted in the first 2 rounds. They like him. So he's going to get every avenue to be your guy. If and when this Derek Carr saga finally ends. And he'll get a fair shake with a healthy team right out the gate. And if that doesn't go well, Spencer Rattler's right there waiting. Either way, I don't know if I should call it a ceiling for the New Orleans Saints, but there is a ceiling for this team, and it's just not very high. But if you're committed to trying to go out there and make a run at it, you need a healthy quarterback. Whether that's Carr, Shough, Rattler, Haener, whoever, you need a healthy quarterback. Figure out who that's going to be. Rookie minicamp starts. OTAs follow soon after that. You'd like to have the decision made by then. Don't handcuff yourself more than you already have if you're the New Orleans Saints.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.